Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 4, Episode 8. All right, peeps, so it's BravoCon weekend. I was really hoping to go to BravoCon this year, but I didn't want to go alone. None of my best girlfriends wanted to go to BravoCon. They don't watch hardly anything on Bravo, and they definitely don't watch The Housewives. Even my little sisters, they didn't want to go. I said, daggone it. They said, any other weekend you want to go to Vegas, we're there. But we don't want to get involved in this Bravo stuff. They weren't interested. However, I was happy to find out that Peacock will be showing a lot of the happenings at Bravo. Have I turned on the Peacock? No. I'll probably get into it, but not right away. But there has been some things that have, came out. Was Jeff Lewis, who I am not a huge fan of. He was really talking down on Monica. Personally, I love Monica being added to the Housewives. I think that she brings something different from the rest of the Housewives. But Jeff Lewis really pissed me off. He says that Monica's little house and all those kids make him depressed.
I live in that little house and all those kids, and I get depressed. And you know what? I guarantee she's got that Range Rover, but I guarantee she's 3 payments behind.
I think that was really disgusting. It really was. Jeff, to me, comes off as somebody who is an elitist, who is a complete snob, someone who is definitely not in touch with the rest of America. What are you saying about the rest of us Americans who have small homes and children? I think that is disgusting. And I appreciate that Andy Cohen stood up and said, I disagree with you and your comments on behalf of you, not me. I think that Monica is a great addition to this show. We tried to get her several times before, but it didn't work out. So we have her on the show now. And I think that Monica's being relatable is very powerful. And, fans like to see relatable. And that is true. Now, I do have to admit, when we start watching The Housewives, we watch The Housewives for fun, for laughs, for kiki, for silly moments, like Luann falling in the bushes, stuff like that. We also watch the shows so that we can see the opulence, so we can see the big, beautiful homes and the fancy cars, to see how the other half lives. But at the same time, it's nice to see one who is open and honest, saying, I don't have it like that. I wish I had it like that, but I don't have the fancy clothes and the fancy purses like the rest of these ladies and the $60,000 rings, but I wanted to be like them, so I ran out and bought a purse that I couldn't afford. She's being honest. Do I think she should do that? No. Don't go out and buy things that you can't afford. A lot of these ladies, they rent these items. Also, on one of the panels, Lisa Barlow stated that she never did find that ring. She did have the people in the airport take the toilet off the floor, unscrew the toilet to look for her ring. She could not find it. However, it has been replaced. Well, thank goodness, Lisa, that your ring was replaced. Gosh, I'm sick of this woman. Anyway, moving on. So the show starts out with Whitney producing again. She says that she reached out to Mary. And I said, why though? Mary doesn't like you. You don't like Mary. Is this you producing and just trying to get a little more screen time? Because you don't even like Mary. And Mary always treats you like crap. She always gets you together. Most times you need to be, gotten together. But come on now. In this situation with her and Justin, it's starting to feel manufactured. It's starting to feel like they don't really have a problem, but they didn't have a storyline this season, so they wanted to bring this out. I did appreciate that in her commentary, she said that it did seem a little random that she was reaching out to meet Mary. And I said, it is random. It is random. And it seems like you're just trying to get more screen time. This is the same woman that called you a little girl multiple times and a dingbat and a whole bunch of other things. And you continue to beg for her friendship over and over and over. Listen, don't go around people and places and spaces that they don't want you. You don't have to beg to be friends with people. There are other people who like you. I don't. But there's other people who like you, Whitney. Go on somewhere. Then she's talking about her therapy. Mary keeps coming up in her therapy and her energy is off. Why would you let somebody control your energy? No, ma'am. Monica and Heather go snowmobiling. And this weather in Salt Lake City really confuses me. There was some lady out there, she was skiing with a sleeveless top. Monica and Heather had their cleavage hanging out. And I said, well, what is the temperature? Because it looks cold. All that snow and everything. I would have scarves on, gloves, a full-on hat. I'd probably be wearing a ski mask. I'm a tropical person. I just don't think I could make it out there, that Salt Lake City weather. I just really couldn't. But anyway, their weather always confuses me, how they are dressed. Well, while they're sitting down talking and everything, it seems like a true trauma bonding session. Monica was describing her situation with her mom, how when she was 12 years old, her mom left her with these people in Pennsylvania while she traveled to New York to work her dream job, and Monica felt abandoned. And she says that her father left them when she was about 6. So Monica has a lot of trauma. Like, she's gone through a lot. And then Heather brings up how her mom was the best Mormon mom as long as Heather was the best Mormon daughter. And then when she decided that she wanted to be a bad Mormon and get out and see the world, her mom, has cut her off. And listen, I think that Heather and Monica have a lot in common. I think that Heather and Monica could be a great dynamic duo. However, I think that Heather needs some therapy and Monica needs some therapy. Heather needs therapy for different reasons than Monica, but they both could use some therapy. Heather seems to be one of those people that are a people pleaser. She does what other people want her to do. She smiles, she laughs, she jokes, and she pulls in a lot of jokes about herself, which I think is covering up a lot of pain. But then they both have this trauma with their family and friends. And, they both should just get some therapy, but I appreciate that they are there to help each other. Monica says that she was devastated when her mom moved to New York, and I too would have been devastated. As a 12-year-old, my heart would have been broken that I don't have a father, I'm living with these people, and my mom is in New York pursuing her dream. Your dream should be with me, okay? That's where your damn dream should be. Now, her mom goes out online.
Hey, this is Monica's mom here to set the record straight. The story that Monica tells Heather in the new promo that dropped today is false. Monica knew the family. She was close to the family. They were our downstairs neighbors in Arizona. We lived in a condo building. They lived downstairs, we lived upstairs. Monica babysat with the boys. Monica spent time with the family. If I worked late, she would have dinner with this family. We were in the same ward building. We were friends. We were neighbors. She loved this family. She loved the mom. She loved the boys, and they loved her. I took a job in New York City. This was before Monica started school, so the plan was that Monica would stay with them in Pennsylvania while I went ahead to start my new job and look for an apartment in New York City. I could not find an apartment in my budget, in a neighborhood that felt safe, with a school district that felt safe for Monica. It was decided that it was safer for Monica to stay in Pennsylvania with this family. I visited on weekends. I called every night before she went to bed. She was there for 1 semester, and then we moved back to Arizona. I don't know why Monica is telling these stories. One could say that's how she remembers it. Okay, maybe she doesn't remember me visiting her on weekends. Maybe she doesn't remember me calling every night before bed. But there is no way that she doesn't remember how much she loved this family and how close she was to them.
First of all, Linda, listen, Linda, you need to just shut the hell on up. Stop talking right now. I know you don't want to look bad, but too late. We have seen who the hell you are, ma'am. And when you're 12 years old, that's abandonment. A 12-year-old child feels abandoned. It does not matter if you left her with neighbors. It is not the same thing to go down and play with Timmy down the street or Timmy downstairs or have dinner with Timmy and his mama. That's a whole different thing than living with Timmy and his mama. You don't know these people like that. just because you hung out and had a few dinners with those people. Your job, you went to New York, you couldn't afford an apartment for both of y'all. And you know what? Who gives a damn? Find a job in Pennsylvania. There are plenty of jobs in Pennsylvania. Or haul your ass back to wherever your hometown is. You had her, you raised her. You treat her with love and respect. You know how many parents out here in the world have big dreams, but they have to put their damn dreams on the back burner for a little while because they have to make sure that their child is secure and safe? You don't know if these people were molesters. You don't know who the hell these people really were. This girl should not have to go from being friends with these people, hey, how you doing, buddy? From time to time, to living there. I don't give a shit about you. I stop by on the weekends. Parenting is not a weekend job, especially when you are a single parent. No, ma'am. I know that it takes a village, but no. When you are choosing to move to another state, no, ma'am. Find your damn dream job or your second dream job. As a matter of fact, find your third and fourth dream job in Pennsylvania where you can afford an apartment. Damn, I can't stand this woman. She is toxic as hell. She has since deleted that. I mean, that is just crazy. Why are you coming out to put more salt on the wound by claiming that you don't understand why your daughter would say something like that? That is how she felt at 12. That is real for her. You are a grown woman. Grow all the way the fuck up. Get some help. All right, so we move on to the Barlows. And let me just tell you, I love John Barlow's relationship with his son, Jack. I really do. However, I am concerned about John Barlow. Why does it seem like he is really comfortable just taking the bag? He is really comfortable just acting like Lisa is the whole damn world and he needs to be in the back seat. John Barlow, you are a person too. I'm just saying, daggone it. I love it when a husband lets his wife shine, but sometimes she just gets a little too much damn shine, John Barlow. I want you to step up. This is ridiculous. I don't think that anybody in a marriage should walk in front of the other. And I don't think anybody should be behind the person. I think that they should be walking side by side in their marriage and their relationship. But that's not what it is. Lisa makes everything about Lisa. John Barlow comes off to me as a man who his job is to do whatever this woman tells him to do. And I don't love it. I really don't. Peeps, get down in the comments. Am I reading this wrong? Am I being unfair to Lisa? Am I being unfair to John? I mean, I love that he loves his wife. I love that he's respectful to his wife. But let John shine a little too. I think both people should be able to shine at the same time. It was just too much. So they talked about when they met, how they met. But didn't we hear in past seasons that John dated Lisa's sister first? He said that Lisa's sister brought them together when she brought Lisa to visit on one of her missions. And I said, well, thank you, Lisa's sister, for bringing them together and testing him out first. That was just weird. Lisa did everything she could to make Jack's mission about her. Jack wants a low maintenance celebration for his announcement. All he wanted was some kind of liquid death charcuterie board and have his friends over. But she wanted to make it all splashy and big. And I said, listen, it's okay if you want to plan something for yourself real splashy and big, but this is about him. And he seems to be low maintenance. Leave this boy alone. He doesn't want all that razzle and dazzle. And I've had conversations with my son before where I wanted to, put a little tiny dazzle, a little tiny razzle on something. And my son says, Mom, that's not necessary. You're working yourself too much. You're doing too much. Just relax. And less is more. And when he said that to me, I said, you know what, buddy? You are right. Thank you for, helping mama understand that you don't want all this extra razzle dazzle. And you also saved me some time and some money and a whole lot of stress. And that's what Jack wants. He doesn't want all of this fanciness. Leave this boy alone. Then she's complaining about his frosted hair tips. I don't love it. I don't either. But when you looked around the room and you seen all the rest of the kids that showed up for the event, it seems out there in the Utah, these frosted tips are the thing. Worry about John Barlow's hair. Worry about John Barlow's hair. Leave Jack alone. The man wants frosted tips. Let him have it. The thing I loved the most about this conversation was seeing John tell Jack that if he wants to come home at any time, the door is open, that he is so proud of him. He loves him. Just come home. Because when he went on his mission, there were some times when he just wanted, to come home. And I love that. I think that every parent that sends their kids off, no matter if it's college, mission, leaving the state, whatever it is, let them know that they can always come home. That is one thing that my parents told every last one of my siblings. When we moved out, listen, my parents said to every last one of us, you are always welcome to come home. This is always going to be your soft place to land. And they meant that. You know what I mean? And I love my parents, and I love John Barlow for that. Lisa, again, took the situation to turn it around and make it about her, and started talking about how her roommate wanted to be her. And when she came back to the room, her roommate was wearing all of her clothes. I mean, Jack looked at her just the same way I was looking at her. Lisa Barlow, you are so self-absorbed, and it's really not funny. You can't be that confused. You cannot be that dense that you don't realize that you make every situation about Lisa Barlow. It's odd. This woman is a mess. Now, at this party, when Lisa finds out that Jack is going to Colombia, listen, I low-key was pissed. I honestly was. She makes some kind of comment that she thought that Jack's mission would be in Europe or New York. That's after she found out he was going to Colombia. Then she makes some kind of comment about one of her friend's kids is in Colombia and he gets robbed at gunpoint every day, and Jax is just going to get robbed at gunpoint every day. To me, it seemed as if she was really stereotyping Colombian people and the country. And it was low-key very uncomfortable to watch. I didn't love it. I did not love it. It was very interesting that she didn't see anything wrong with it. Production didn't call her out. It was weird. I don't know. I get down in the comments, peeps, and tell me what you thought about that comment. It seemed too much for me. And I remember when Mary made her comments about, I can't remember if it was Colombia or Mexico. Oh man, I can't remember. But when Mary made her comments a couple seasons back, the last season that she was on, people were highly pissed. And I was pissed as well. And I don't see the outrage for Lisa Barlow. I'm just saying, maybe I'm reading it wrong, but I didn't think that those comments were nice at all. Now, Heather, Whitney, Monica, and Meredith go cross-country skiing. And, I never really understood the love for cross-country skiing, but, it's a big hit with other people. I personally just don't love being in the cold. That's probably why. So the girls ask Monica if she's got a new car. I think that was Whitney. And Monica says, no, this is a rental because the car that she owns is in her mom's name, but she makes the payments, and her mom got mad at her due to the situation over at Angie's party. So she, took the car. Now, here's the thing. That's what you do to a teenager. My mom used to do that to my sister all the time. My sister would always act a fool. And when my parents grounded her, they would take the keys to the car because that's their car. My parents were also paying for the car. This is ridiculous. Who takes this woman's car when she is a grown single mom with 4 kids? You don't stop her from being able to transport those kids. We already seen in past episodes, they have sporting events, dance classes. They have to go to doctor's appointments. She needs to go to the grocery store. It could be an emergency. The school could call and say, we need you to come pick your kids up. Now she's got to hire an Uber. Come on. Come on. Her mom is such a toxic ass woman. I'm sick of her mama. Now, one thing is for sure, her mom would be cut off. As soon as she took that car, that would be her mama's responsibility. Oh, you took the car? Okay, that means you took the payment. No, ma'am, don't bring it back. That's your shit. Okay? Because what I'm going to do is find myself some money for a down payment on something that I can afford, even if it's not a luxury vehicle. What I'm going to do is get something in my own name. And I'm going to have this car out here so that me and my kids can get to and from. To and from. You understand? I am not going to allow you to hold this car over my head. I am also changing the locks on my door, and I am blocking you on everything. We're going to get some boundaries in this relationship, you toxic woman. And the fact that she threatened to call the cops on her to report the car as stolen, really? What if this woman is riding around in this car with her children and gets pulled over and arrested? Then the kids go to CPS until somebody can come and get them. Hopefully not your ass. I tell you what, girl, cut her off. Your mama is ridiculous. Then some of the girls said, well, I really thought that your mom was nice. And she was right. A lot of people thought Ted Bundy was nice. And Jeffrey Dahmer too. But you see who they really are. And we see her mama now. Quit playing with us. Her mom is disgusting. Heather makes a comment about she's the only one who hasn't, been talking to her mom. And of course, Whitney can't allow that to stand. Well, remember, I wasn't talking to my mom for 13 years. Who the hell asked you? You're talking to her now, right? Good God. Then she goes back to producing again and trying to explain to Meredith her patterns. Well, first you were arguing with such and such, and then you were this, and then you were that. And now, I just think that you need to know, she doesn't feel comfortable inviting Meredith to her daughter's party if she's not going to be able to play nice with everybody. Then Meredith brings up this car accident that she was in and how Whitney saw her car stuck in a snowbank somewhere and didn't reach out to her for 48 hours to see if she was okay. Now that doesn't really sound like a real friend now, does it? Not only that, on Watch What Happens Live, Lisa makes this comment about how, and I'm paraphrasing, this accident wasn't really as bad as Meredith, made it seem. But you know what? Meredith could say the same thing about you, Lisa. You being on the show without makeup wasn't really as bad as you tried to make it seem, but you acted a fool. So why can't Meredith act a fool about her car accident? I don't understand why everybody was making so light about Meredith's accident. I mean, if Whitney was in this accident, if Lisa was in this accident, we would have to hear about it for 4 seasons. And not only that, there would be extra therapy, extra energy healing for Whitney. Come on now. Meredith does have a creative way of getting out of talking about situations. She always does have some other situation that's going on that causes her to behave certain ways or causes her to get out of these conversations. It does happen quite often, but Whitney does the exact same thing. Every time somebody calls her out on her situations, she's been through trauma. She's in therapy for this. She's doing this and that. But you're the one who's really propelling all the rumors. If you look at the common denominator, it is Whitney that is always involved. Also, Monica recently did an interview and she reiterated Meredith is not the one who started these rumors about Angie.
So you said you heard about this rumor for a while.
Meredith was not the one to tell me this freaking rumor. She and I did discuss it.
Right.
I mean, I discussed it with multiple women, obviously, on the show. But that is not where I heard it.
Okay.
Meredith did not start that rumor.
Whitney, this Takedown Meredith season has failed so far. I don't understand why Whitney keeps acting like she wants to be friends with Meredith and Meredith is the problem. Whitney, you don't like Meredith and Meredith doesn't like you. Both of you need to just go to hell on. Quit pretending like y'all are about to be friends or want to be friends. Meredith has not started to take down Angie. Did she allude to knowing some things? Yes. Don't talk about the husbands or whatever, but come on, move on from it. And she doesn't need to go to your daughter's party. She doesn't have kids your daughter's age. And she don't need the noise. And she doesn't need to buy the gifts. So, don't even go, Meredith. Angie's scene with her dad was really cute. Now, Whitney and Mary meeting up for dinner. Mary was extremely dressed up for this low-maintenance place. Whitney makes this comment that they missed Mary at the Greek Easter. Mary said, I didn't miss it. Mary, Jesus. Mary, really? I don't know why Mary couldn't say, oh, well, thank you. Sorry I missed it or something. I thought that was rude. Then when the waitress accidentally spills the drink on Mary, she wants to know why the waitress didn't spill the drink on Whitney. And I said, Mary, for the umpteenth time, Mary just does not act like any preacher that I have ever met. man or woman. Then she tells Whitney she better come with it because she set up this meeting and she better shoot her shot. I would have shot right across the table and popped Mary. I'm just saying, I don't condone violence, but still, you know, I thought that was really rude. I really did. Mary, you know, she came off like she chose violence when she got there. Oh, I forgot to mention, in the Whitney Meredith argument, Meredith did go out on social media and she posted, "I want people to feel bad for me." Coming from a woman who has been on a healing journey for like 4 seasons now. Okay, Meredith, I agree with that. I approve of this message. Now, listen, I understand that Mary is upset. I understand that, you know, Mary is reacting to these women because she is still carrying hurt from season 2. She hasn't healed from that, or she hasn't dealt with it, or anything, I guess. You know, there was a lot of rudeness, a lot of allegations, a lot of racist tones. You know, Jenny was being racist to her. You know, they didn't come to her aid when Jenny threw that drink at her. It was a lot of antagonizing. It was a lot going on. So I realized that Mary is upset. However, in this dinner, it felt to me that Whitney was trying to apologize, but she also wanted Mary to apologize to her for the negative things that she said about Whitney. Me being the person that I am, I would have heard Whitney out. I would have listened to her apology to decide if I thought she was being sincere or if she was just blowing smoke. However, at the same time, when she reiterates, "Mary, you sent me all of these rude, over the top, demeaning text messages," if I was Mary, I would have told her, "You know what? I'm sorry. I was definitely angry. I was pissed off. I sent you that information. I sent you those text messages after you said what you said about my family. And, you know, I apologize." Mary did not want to do that. Mary did not want to apologize to Whitney for any of her actions. But at the same time, I don't know how sincere her apology was. You know, Mary called her a little girl, then she called her a dingbat. I mean, she stormed out of there. It was really embarrassing. And I said, if I was a member of Mary's church and I seen her behavior, I would leave that church. No pastor of mine behaves this way. This is ridiculous. Most pastors want to believe in forgiveness. They want to believe in second chances. They want to believe in rebuilding. And Mary is not here to rebuild or give second chances. So with her being back on the show, at some point, Mary, you are going to either have to try to give second chances and rebuild, or you're going to have to probably exit to the left. That's probably why they didn't give you your full snowflake back, because you can not only be friends with Meredith. You have got to have other people that you could work with. I'm just saying. Anyway, moving on. This dinner with Monica's mom.
I'm not asking you to feel bad for me. I'm asking you to have a conversation with me.
Don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to me like that.
I'm not going to talk to you like some weak ass bitch either.
Well, hey, what can I get you?
Do you have any aspirin in your bag?
No. I'm so sorry. Can I get a straw?
Mother called you a mother.
And disliked you and was never there for you and abandoned you and your dad abandoned you. I get you went through a lot of abuse.
I'm
and I
over
give
it.
you a
I'm
bullshit.
over
You are not over it.
I'm
because you
over
treat
it.
me the same way that you hate how your mother treated you.
First of all, I do not condone anything that Monica's mom was talking about. Monica's mom and that fake crying and expecting Monica to support her and expecting Monica to comfort her through her fake ass tears it's a no-go. Cut the shit. You know, when the waiter stops by and asks if he could get her anything, I personally would have said, yes, a new mom, because this thing here is broken. Okay, her mom is rolling her neck and acting like a fool. I said, who? A girl? And then you're going to sit here and fake cry and then tell her you're not going to act like a weak bitch. No, you are a weak bitch. I'm sorry for calling that woman a bitch. I am. But she brought it up first. I'm just saying. Now I'm acting like a child. But you know what I mean. You act like a weak bitch, then I'm going to treat you like one. Girl, this is ridiculous how you are trying to act. And then you're sitting here talking to her about respecting you. Now listen, I am a full-fledged believer in respecting my elders. And I never disrespect my mama. But you know what else? My mama never disrespects me. That's the problem. Her mom is acting as if she just deserves respect. No, ma'am. I have always been taught from my mom that you've got to earn it. No, ma'am. I'm going to treat you like you treat me. I'm going to give you what you give me. I'm going to match energy with you just like I would match energy with anybody else in the street. You want to come at me like a street bitch? She brought the word up, not me. Then I'm going to come back at you the same damn way. You are a disrespectful woman who does not know how to treat your daughter like an adult. She is a grown woman with 4 children, and your family relationship is toxic as hell. Finding out that her grandmother didn't want her mom, that her grandmother did the same toxic shit to her, I said, wait a minute. This is a family curse that has been going down through the generations. No, ma'am. Monica has to break this. And you break this by cutting your mama off. Now, listen, her mom says the one thing that is true when she says, I don't have the tools. You damn right you don't. You don't. At this point, I think that Monica needs therapy alone. Her mom needs therapy alone. And then Monica needs some therapy with her children, just in case any of her mom's toxic shit developed any of the toxicity from her mom and it has gone to her children. They need separate therapy. And then her mom and her mom's mom need therapy. And then Monica and her mom need therapy. And you know, there's some therapist in town who is about to get super rich. Get some help. If you cannot get your mom into therapy, then you just go to therapy by yourself and with your children and you cut your mom off. The woman is batshit crazy. 1 minute she's over on the last episode calling her a B, saying that she hates her. This time she's a motherfucker. No, ma'am. I have never used those words with my child. I would never use those words with my child. I would never tell anybody else anything like that about my child because he means the world to me. And my parents have never disrespected me that way. And I would never disrespect my parents either. Listen, my parents come from the generation of, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. And I think they mean it. I'm just saying, Monica would have more peace and happiness if she just gets away from her mom. Monica's mom at one point says, I don't give a fuck. Get over it. I'm hungry. And then she says, when am I going to be forgiven? When are you going to ask for forgiveness? When are you going to act like you have some sense? Girl, if you don't go to fuck on, I'm telling you, the way I would have just got up, grabbed my purse and left. When she was fake crying and Monica called over the waiter, I thought, oh, please don't ask for tissue for this woman. And she said, can I get a straw? I said, all right now. Okay. Girl, shut the hell up. And then she said, do you have any aspirin? I've got a headache. I could have had all of CVS and Dwayne Reed in my purse. She never would have got an aspirin out of me. Monica's mom needs to understand that Monica is her own person. She is an adult and she is being emotionally abused by her mama. The woman is going through a lot. She is going through her second divorce from the same man. She's dealing with the fact that she clearly was out there having an affair. Her kids are now with her full time by herself. She's a single mom. She doesn't have as much money as she needs to keep her life afloat. She's going through some things, and a mom should be there to support and hold her daughter up and not pull her daughter down and not sit here and smile and laugh and tell her that you don't care. You don't give a F because you are trying to get a snowflake. Monica, listen. Move on from your mom. I normally always say I want families to be together, but you having her as a part of your life, your everyday life, is causing you more harm than not. And it's causing more harm to those children as well. Separation is good here. I think some space, some time, and therapy can possibly bring this family back together. But if your mom doesn't get some help, it's not going to work. She's going to continue with these negative, nasty traits. Ugh. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Am I all wrong about this? Was I too hard on Lisa? Was I wrong about Monica and her mom? You know, am I wrong about the John Barlow situation? Just get down in the comments and let me know. But remember, be respectful. Anyway, peeps, until next time, bye.